Hi everyone, I am Loretta Holmberg. I am an online teacherpreneur. Welcome back to my Teach and Reach YouTube channel. On this channel, I share tips, tricks, and strategies for online teaching and learning. And it is in the hope of educating, empowering, and elevating ourselves to be the best online teacher that we can be. For today's video, I am going to concentrate on VIPKID versus Outschool. We're going to do a comparison. So we're going to look at similarities and differences. So if you're not already a subscriber, make sure you click on subscribe and hit that bell and like this video. Okay, so now I am going to share with you the comparison VIPKID versus Outschool. We're going to see how they're similar and how they are different. All right. So we have VIPKID on the left side, Outschool on the right. With VIPKID, you teach one-on-one classes, right? But with Outschool, you teach one-to-many, but you can also teach one-on-one. So I have classes that are one-to-many students, right? Anywhere between 3 to 12 students. You can do all up to 18 students, but my max is up to 12 students. And I also teach one-on-one on there because I have private tutoring sessions. With VIPKID, 25-minute classes, one-on-one student. With Outschool, you could have 20 minutes to however long. You set your own class duration, basically. With VIPKID, besides the 25-minute classes, you also have those 58-minute classes with a 10-minute break in between if you're teaching level 7 or the HPE classes and OAP classes, which is knowledge up classes, as well as the writing classes. Now, with VIPKID, there's no lesson planning. You just teach the given curriculum. This might work really great for people who don't want a lesson plan, right? With Outschool, you do have lesson planning. You create and teach your passion. This is what I always encourage folks. When you teach your passion, it doesn't feel like work. It's not a chore because you really, really enjoy that topic or that subject. So for me, my passion is dogs and dog training. So I am teaching a lot of dog training classes on Outschool. Do I have academic classes? Yes, I do. I have math and English classes on Outschool. Do I enjoy teaching them? Of course I do. Am I as passionate about them as my dog training? Maybe not as much, but I am passionate about them. Just maybe not as much as my dog training stuff. So with my dog training stuff, this just the lesson planning comes very easily because it is a topic of huge interest for me. All right, there are cancellation penalties on the VIPKID platform. You are given 6 cancellations per contract only. You can, on Outschool, you can cancel classes with no cancellation penalties. Obviously, you don't want to abuse that because then parents can always complain about you, right? So, but you're not penalized. You're not like if something actually happened, like really drastic, an accident of some sort, or maybe you're just very, very sick, you're very ill, but not ill enough to go to the doctor in the sense that like, okay, well, this is just food poisoning. I don't really need to go to the doctor, but I can't teach right now because I'm spending time in the bathroom, right? So you're not going to get any penalty of that. Just send the parents an email and have them have the students transfer to another class, or refund them the money. Let them know what is happening. Chances are, parents are very understanding about things like that. So you don't have any cancellation penalties. And also, we don't have like a contract, like, every 6 months kind of thing. So like with VIPKID. And with VIPKID, you teach during Beijing evening hours, which is 6 to 9 p.m. That's their peak time hours, right, for weekdays, 6 to 9 p.m., which is about 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But now that well, and then on the weekends, their peak hours is like anytime from 8:30 a.m. Beijing time all the way to the night time at 9 p.m., which then tantamounts to, if we start on Friday, it will be Friday Eastern Standard Time at 8:30 p.m. on Friday, all the way to 9 a.m. on Saturday morning. And then the same thing for Saturday night from 8:30 p.m. Saturday night U.S. Eastern Standard Time, all the way till 9 a.m. the next day, which is on a Sunday. That would be their peak hours. But now that the Chinese students are on summer break, you will see that the evening hours, like evening Eastern Standard Time hours, are also open. And so you have a lot more freedom to choose whether you want to teach in the evening hours or in the early morning hours. With Outschool, you can really also just teach any time of the day or night, because classes are open to not just US students or students living in the United States, but really open to anyone all over the world. So I have students who are from South Africa, Kenya, Nigeria, the United Kingdom, Australia, several from Australia, and New Zealand as well as United States students, those who live in the US. And so you can teach any time of the day or night. My classes usually, my classes that get filled up very quickly are the classes that I teach that starts anywhere between 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to about 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because then I'm able to hit both the East Coast and the West Coast of the United States. Everyone's awake and everyone can take classes. Now with VIPKID, you paid your base pay and then your incentive. So we're all moving to that new incentive structure where it's like from one class, if you teach 1 to 20 class, your incentive pay is plus 80 cents. And then if you go from 21 to 40, it's like an additional amount. I don't remember the amount off the top. I think it's 120 off the top of my head. I think it's 120. And the base pay, if you're new to VIPKID, right? What I've seen so far, base pay has been $7.50 per half hour, which per 25 minutes, really not half hour, per 25 minutes. So that amounts to about $15 an hour, plus if you teach the class, right? You teach and you finish the class, you get your incentive for the first 20 classes is an incentive pay of 80 cents per class. So that's 160, right? For 2 classes. So that would be 15, so that's 1660. And there's opportunities to get more. Obviously, if you have like short notice classes, you get an additional $2 per class if they're both short notice. With Outschool, you set your own rates per learner per class. So for example, I'm going to give you an example from my class. For my quiet time class, it is a 40-minute class. I have it for $15 per 40 minutes, and I open it up to 12 students. I mean, I could potentially open it up to 18, but in that kind of a class, I like to give feedback, constructive feedback to the students while they're performing the exercise with their dog, right? So let's say if I get like 12 students, all 12 students sign up, that's about $180 that I bring in through Outschool. But Outschool takes 30%. So technically, I only get, I say only like so bad, I only get $126 for that 40-minute session. That's 40 minutes, 126. I've taught a lot of these quiet time classes. They're pretty good. I love the fact that you set your own rates. And then in some academic classes, I don't set a rate of like $15 for 40 minutes. So in my CVC class for word fluency poems, that is $10 per 30 minutes. Oh, no, sorry, it's $10 per 25 minutes. And it's a small group. It's only for like 3 to 6 students, right? And so just to be clear, it was $15 per learner per class for the 40 minutes session. And in my other academic classes, it might be $8 per learner per 25-minute class, or $10 per learner per 25-minute or 30-minute class. Just want to make that clear. It's not per whole class, but it's per learner per class. All right, so you're going to have, chances are, you may start with 1 learner, 2 learners, but you will probably grow, and you're going to have, your 6 to 12 or 6 to 18 learners, depending on how you set your class up to be. So my rates are not always the same for each class. It depends on the type of class. I feel like with my dog training, the value that I'm bringing to it is obviously, not everyone can teach dog training classes. So I know my worth for that. So that's why it's set the way it is. All right. And for VIPKID, you teach on the VIPKID app, and you need to have 20 megabits per second for the video for upload, downloads kind of thing. And so with Outschool, you're teaching on Zoom that is embedded into the Outschool platform, and you only need 1 megabit per second, which is not as big as VIPKID. So ask yourself whether or not your internet Wi-Fi can handle what it can handle. If it can handle, a lot, then go ahead. You can try VIPKID, but if you can't, then maybe try Outschool, or maybe try both. So let's see. We are both independent contractors. Bookings are never guaranteed. We are booked by parents and students. So obviously, as an independent contractor, it is a business for us. And so how you set yourself up for business, how are you going to market it, in the sense that how are you going to make your classes pretty with the course listing, as well as the pictures that you have on the course, as well as maybe an intro video that goes with each course, that is going to attract that's going to be put out for the market to see, and then it's going to attract your students. You don't really have to market the course on your own, because Outschool actually spends money to market your courses to the parents, as well as on Facebook ads. I do share my classes, the links, on my Facebook pages as well as my Instagram, so that if anyone sees it and they want their kid, or they want to share it with their friends who may have kids who might enjoy the course, they'll do that. And that's great. That's just a little bit of marketing on my end, but not much. And for both, you obviously must have good internet. You don't want to be freezing up, during the middle of the class. I mean, for VIPKID, you're going to get a teacher TIT, right? A teacher IT issue. With Outschool, you won't get that, but you might get very mad students and parents leaving you low reviews. You don't necessarily want super low reviews, because for some parents, they actually look at the reviews and see, oh, this teacher has got really great review, but let's sign up for the class. If you get too many low reviews, then they might be hesitant about signing up for your class. So having good internet obviously helps a lot. All right, so these is that's the basic comparison. There are obviously other stuff that I can talk about as well, but this is basically what it is. And so if you're interested in applying for VIPKID, you can click on the link below that says, click on the link below. Let's stop share this. Click on the link below that says VIPKID application link. If you're interested in Outschool, just click on the Outschool application link. No matter which link you click on, if you're interested in any of them or both, right, make sure you send me an email at teachandreach2020@gmail.com, so that I can actually connect with you and give you the materials as well as the help that you need and you deserve. I will not get, I get notified of who signs up, but there is no way for me to get in contact with you, because they don't provide us the email addresses. Okay, so if you are interested, definitely email me, teachandreach2020@gmail.com. All right. In case you didn't already realize, with VIPKID, it is an online ESL company. So you are actually teaching students in China who are learning English, all right, conversationally, as well as reading and writing and all that. With Outschool, you are teaching just any students, really. Most of them are English speakers from the US, Australia, New Zealand, even parts of Africa, Europe, Canada. All right, so I mean, you might have non-native speakers as well, but they're taking your class, and the expectation is that they're going to understand English, unless of course your class is about teaching a different language, and then obviously that's a different story altogether. So because I know I have referrals who are actually teaching Spanish language as well as Tagalog. So it's a different platform of altogether. It's not Outschool is not an online ESL company. You can teach any subjects that are secular in nature and objective. All right. Okay, the eligibility for VIPKID. This is what they need to see, that you have teaching experience. They recommend that you have at least 2 years of experience in teaching, tutoring, coaching, or mentoring. It could be in any capacity that you've worked with children. So you being a mom or a dad should count as well, because you've experienced working with children. A bachelor's degree, you need to have obtained a 4-year degree from a university. It could be from any field or major. It does not have to be in education, and that you are legally eligible to work in the US or Canada for work authorization purposes. Okay, you do not necessarily have to be a US citizen. You can be a permanent resident as long as you're legally eligible to work in the US or Canada. You can apply for it. You do not have to reside in US or Canada. You could be eligible to work in US and Canada but reside somewhere in the UK, for example. You must have reliable technology, obviously. Since this is a virtual class, you need to make sure that you meet the technical requirements. So I'm just going to quickly show the technical requirements right here. Let's scroll up. All right. You can teach using a desktop, laptop, MacBook, iPad, or Microsoft Surface. You cannot teach using a Chromebook. All right. System requirements as listed there: Windows 7, 8, and 10, Mac OS 10.10 or higher operating system. Linux and Chrome OS are not supported by VIPKID. Intel i5 processor or higher, 8 gigabytes RAM or higher. Your network, you need to make sure that you have fast and stable internet connection, so that it helps with making the teaching very smooth and the learning experience smooth as well. They recommend a wired high-speed internet connection of greater than or equals to 25 megabits per second. And you are going to have to download the VIPKID Teach app. All right, so those are the technical requirements, but make sure you meet the eligibility requirements first. And for Outschool, the application requirements, your eligibility requirements are that you are at least 18 years old, that you reside in full-time in the US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, or United Kingdom. This is for the purposes of the background check company that they use. That you have good command of written and spoken English language, that you have reliable and fast internet connection. They only require 1 megabit per second for upload and download speeds, and that you have a passion or an expertise to base your classes around. No bachelor's degree is required for Outschool. And after you filled out your application, and if you get you've passed their minimum requirement, right, and that they want you there, you're going to go through the background check, obviously, and that may take anywhere between a few minutes all the way to several days to a week. All right, so those are the eligibility requirements. As you can see, the eligibility requirements for VIPKID and Outschool are very different. So see what fits your needs and apply accordingly. Use the links below. So there you have it, VIPKID versus Outschool. And if you'd like to apply to either one or both, make sure that you use the application links below this video. Click on them and then send me an email at teachandreach2020@gmail.com. I would love to help you out in the application process for both of them. VIPKID application process currently is taking a little bit longer. I'm not sure if there is a hiring freeze at all. I don't think so, but it's taking a little bit longer. So maybe apply for VIPKID. While you're doing that, apply for Outschool, and then you'll be set to go. All right. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and click on that bell if you haven't already done so. Keep shining, keep smiling. The best is yet to come. Stay safe, everyone. I hope to see you soon. Bye.